first time Heretics have been gifted this huge opportunity. I think maybe it was in that Pulsar series where they got a very convincing victory using this rogue from Beetle, one of the best at it. Tanuki will own the skies, which he's that melee specialist, not going to bring out the Wolverine quite yet, as Crazy Kitty will be spotted on that, and a flank opportunity. Enzo's known for these portal plays, but now that he can't intercept the stack, he's just going to bring them to the point.
Yep, just got themselves a little bit of cover here. And there's going to be that constant threat of the fast goal. Is Crazy Kitty going to TP from below? Oh no, he's going to jump up from behind, trying to grab someone else. It wouldn't be the ideal grab, but hey, if you can get out into the midst of your team, maybe it'll work on out. There's no means of peeling for them, and so save fell well to the heels. Only Ken now remains, but Naga and Tanuki managed to strike back on the other side. All the violence is just so strong. Enzo going to have a little bit of a difficult time surviving this one, but Tanuki's there with the peel. Element guns win out against Adamantium Skeleton, despite a strong opening. RAD are hoisted.
The damage next level, and that's why, like, Wolverine, that's the drawback of him, is he creates good opportunities but lacks that brawling damage, which Naga and Tanuki have a lot of. And so great for Crazy Kitty to grab Alex, because that's the main person that can mitigate this Wolverine. If not Enzo and this Invis team up with the Doctor Strange, which Enzo, this is a big comfort pick, so much so that people have banned the Enzo Doctor Strange on maps like Manhattan, Lower Manhattan. So hey, the arena is RAD's for now.
Crazy Kitty already used that damage reduction.
Hot dogs on 4th of July.
Smashness and Tanuki just exchanging fire around the margins here, trying to protect Vertigo from any backline engagements while Naga plays more on this hit scan kind of angle, making sure that no one else can move forward without taking too much damage. Crazy Kitty towards the back. Beetle's there with the grab, has her own damage reduction as well from regenerative healing factor. This is where the rogue is very dangerous. Crazy Kitty gets resurrected straight away. Tanuki manages to move away from the leaf. The attempted grounding from the Hulk, and Tanuki's getting even more. They're just going into the middle of 4. The support's going to be there, courtesy of the Gambit. A raging royal flush towards the back. Vertigo could be hunted down, and that makes sure that Mash cannot move forward to support the remainder of the team. Ducky thought there was going to be back up there from a fate of both worlds, but that peel took precedence, and now Mash is grabbed.
Yo, Team Heretics is Team Heretics is putting on a
raging royal flush to be combined with the Galactic Legend, but maybe the intention for Heretics was to draw out these strategist ultimates. Did so with Mash, and then you didn't even need to invest duelist ultimates, as Heretics have a very economical fight off of that. Tanuki poking down Crazy Kitty before the approach happens, and Heretics are about to make this a flawless first round.
Damn. Do not go in there. Do not go through that teleporter, bro. I'd give that a hot minute.
That's the Fight Club right there. It's RAD. I mean, the door is closed. No one's even touching. 100-0 is
oh, look at that, bro. They're laughing. They're smiling. Another. Oh, that's another green monster.
Yeah. We're talking about RAD being warmed up. Heretics are just getting started.
I mean, I still think that Rad's ban phase was a little bit off the goop. Like,
damn, bro.
Beetle here with the team up low.
Rad roll.
I'm that guy, bro.
Pulsar. But now, that first showing was not good, chat. Tanuki is 11-0
right now, just with that one grab onto Alex, and that was the only play that RAD.
The final hit.
Yeah, the final hit. And they lost that fight, by the way, when Heretics only had one strategist, and it was a Gambit. So the teamwork, the resilience that Heretics have had through all the pressure that they've received. I mean, they've gone through the gauntlet when they went up against BP.
Wait, let me see that.
So this is
real quick.
Feeling like a warm-up for Heretics. But hey, can they actually close out a series in clean fashion? We still have to see more of this.
Maybe watching RAD when having up-to-date info.
Team Heretics has 5 ults going into this next fight.
Really was.
RAD is about to have 5 ults as well.
Are they try and mug Ducky here? I mean, Ducky's got fairly obvious pathing, can't get away from this very easily. Might be difficult for everyone else to try and join them as well. Already the grab from the rogue, there's the anti. And I think that there was actually an LOS block there from Enzo to stop the indestructible guard from Lugia.
Yeah, beautiful shield from Enzo, but he's taken on a long journey, long walks on the beach, but Crazy Kitty, the extra health passive, already popped. The damage boost from RAD, but against the Enzo, all hell is breaking loose for this first fight.
Oh, Crazy Kitty puts that Ken down on the floor, and Tanuki soon to join them. RAD have built up an ult bank, and by God,
damn, RAD won the ult exchange.
Used for Cosmic Yarn Amplifier, and Albedo's got some complaints of their own to try and lodge. A quick block to build up some energy, but running low on HP and healing.
Good stuff by
There's
RAD.
not much more to be done, and RAD will get their first cap.
the pass is repeating itself. Heretics get the jump, they get the first pick, and then what? It all goes the way of RAD at the end, having the two strong duels, especially the double from Smash there at the end. I mean, mechanically, he was already on fire, dealing with Ballast in that last series. Smash now on the Star-Lord is so nice to see, and what a fight for RAD to win when you have basically every ultimate in the game popped. But the Beetle Heartbreaker could be what sets Heretics back in the game.
All right, going to be under assault in the back right here. Virgo already falling low, demanding the pocket from Mash. That means that no one's going to be looking towards Ducky. Smashner's going to be getting for healing now, as Beetle still continues to figure out, when am I going to use this Heartbreaker? Running away from Wolverine seems to be their primary concern for now, as Lugia Go is taking a lot of poke in the back. Might need a little bit
I don't know why
pocketing.
Rad's not running the Mantis, chat. I mean, they're given the opportunity to run it, but they're just
the big thing with Heartbreaker is denying the presence
with it.
of
Maybe
the strategist ultimate
rarely
that
get
can
the
come
Mantis.
out.
They
So
don't
Mash
practice
has
with
to
it.
be quick on the money or away from the Rogue, inaccessible to make sure you can counter with the Fate of Both Worlds. You have to put up a resistance against Beetle's Rogue because it is insane. Here it comes. Oh, it got canceled!
Oh, first one coming out. Beetle was trying to take away that Fate of Both Worlds.
Watch party, baby!
Could try and find something here with the Galactic Legend.
It's watch party day.
Manages to get away with it. Now you got to worry though about the Ruby Rage. Ken's going to buff it up. Here comes the clip from Tanuki, managing to win out, and that is 4 quick final hits ascertained by Team Heretics. But they took their time with this flip, Lemon.
Yeah, 82%. Nice comeback, though, from Heretics. I wonder what canceled Beetle's Heartbreaker, because there's the option of the Exile from the Hold, maybe a freeze from Mash, but that ruined the first win condition of Heretics. But the last laugh always goes to Tanuki, as RAD have even better options coming up to try and force a third round. Beetle scouting, being on the front lines, making sure any angle that RAD are going to take is going to be costly, and allowing Tanuki the scouting information, what off angles Smash and Tanuki can take. They're marking each other, and this could expose the backlines if you do not watch out for these Star-Lords.
Smashers needs to be careful to try and conserve their HP. Crazy Kitty looking for a grab here on Tanuki.
Oh, good grab. Good shot by Ducky. Good grab.
A little bit of damage to Vertigo's ultimate, but Smashers still up in the air looking for victims. Nowhere that Naga can go. Kinetic Force won't take you far enough away from Pizza Quill and the Element Guns, as Beetle has to try and fight for the point themselves. Next up's Enzo sacrificing their HP for objective %, and RAD flip back.
Damn, Rad's waking up, bro.
Tanuki has plenty of time to figure out what target they want to grab, and being in front of a Wolverine, that is a choice. As Crazy Kitty almost got grabbed, and if anything, Beetle was the one that got grabbed by the Wolverine.
Yeah, Beetle in a very precarious position. The Worldbreaker Hulk, I believe, has moved over back towards spawn. It's going to start throwing through those big gamma blasts. Now, Naga around the outside, taken down by Lugia. Man, the cleave on these gamma claps is absolutely disgusting.
They did it.
They did it. Better. And RAD have woken up. They're like, oh, we got to play the game, guys. I thought we were in
second
practice
place
range.
is worse than third place.
At least we got the Crazy back in the Crazy Kitty name, because they let Heretics have the Rogue for a reason, and Beetle's Heartbreaker ultimate has been canceled now twice from various reasons on the RAD side, and to try and go after Crazy Kitty, and yeah, it ended up costing Beetle that not only his ultimate, but his life in the end. So despite that 100-0 start,
they had all donuts, but at least this is better.
Things will be decided now on Carousel. Heretics will have one last chance to defeat RAD once and for all for this map, and they really got to be proactive and set up kind of follow in the footsteps of Beetle. But RAD, I think, have been able to enable their Wolverine just that much better.
Look at how much healing Mash is getting out as well here on the Luna. Absolutely disgusting when it comes to the triage that's available. And that's been so necessary given how much damage you usually take on the Wolverine when going on these adventures.
RAD only had like one final hit on Cradle, and then they went up to 17 after Grove. So talk about a 180. Looks like RAD are setting up for more of a poke battle, as Crazy Kitty wants to maybe scoop people towards his own team into the firing squad, and almost got Beetle there.
Nice dodge away there from Beetle, but now Enzo is going to have to eat some of the aggression from Crazy Kitty, taking it out on the old man. That's a very nice slogan, but Rad are in a great position to try and get this first cap. You can see Beetle moving in to try and contest. Ferrolief is going to be available, and that's going to be a big hit now into the midst of everybody. A nice counteraction coming through. Out comes the B2M. They really want the Gambit, but instead we're going to look for a squishy on the other side. Naga they'll settle for. No final blow, and now it means that Tanuki's got a soft landing ready to move through. The Meteor M and the Fate of both worlds all expended, and that was all of the counterplay you had to try and deal with the Galactic Legend. It only gets one, but it seems that one might have been enough as Team Heretics get their first cap.
So much panic forced onto Rad. Mash being chased by the Heretics. Vanguard's not able to heal Lugia, so he falls. Ducky uses Meteor M too early, so it's a free Galactic Legend from Tanuki, which gives them the fight win and enough damage to tilt the scales. But Rad have their own options, but Mash is just being so focused behind this Beetle.
Water.
Oh, Crazy Kitty wanted Naga no matter what. Screams out, ow! And takes down Cyclops. Scott Summers, it's a classic rivalry as Crazy Kitty's gonna have to give away their regenerative healing factor to Beetle when we're back to the drawing board.
It's really a different approach from Heretics. They kind of played Grove so front to back, and now so much is targeting towards Mash.
This is not me, by the way. This is not me, chat. I don't know.
Now you have the Ruby visible boundary advantage for Heretics. Not me, so chat. Absolutely the sustain is going into the defenders' favor. Now you have the Ruby Rage, but the Galactic Legend from Smash Meteor M is going to deal with it.
Oh, just put it down on top of a Cosmic Yarn Amplifier there. Big burst damage.
Chat, it's not my internet. If it was my internet, my stream would be lagging, not the stream that we're watching.
Ultimate. Tanuki moves on to a point.
I would be if I was lagging, I would be
the 1v6 for a while to deny the cap, but finally gets cleaned up.
It's not, but I'm not.
Yeah, he didn't even fully deal with the Cosmic Yarn Amplifier with that Meteor M damage, and Smash just let loose still. Rad even have the sustain of Lugia to lead this charge and to at least defend this point, and they pretty much have to do so in almost flawless fashion as Heretics will rely on the poke game, and Smash looks for his angle. Crazy Kitty wants to kidnap.
Beetle moving in deep. You can see all of the duelists looking towards as the Ruby Rage comes on out. Seems to have mostly been avoided here by Rad. One less threat but has to be contended with, and Beetle needs a huge amount of healing. Mash on the backside still has the Fate of both worlds to try and play with if they desire it, and now Ken's going to come under a little bit of pressure. Smash instead looks towards the back. Vanguard's now going to be the primary target. Tanuki tries to get themselves an opening here, and here comes the Raging Royal Legend. Oh, once again it's an overlay though from Rad and Ducky, and Tanuki didn't even pop the ultimate.
Oh, threw it right into the mag, bro.
And Tanuki's got themselves an opening to try and play from the back.
Come on, bro. We need you to be LeBron James.
Crazy Kitty can look for a mid-air interception, but last time towards the back, and Smash is there with the follow-up. Despite the overlay, Rad still survive, and now they match the percentage of Team Heretics.
Damn, Rad's doing really well.
Together to synchronize after the first round did not go their way. Rad on top, and they will take the lead away from Heretics. It's got to be the heartbreaker, but will it actually come out? Beetle's had issues. He's been trying to just run after this backline, but takes so much poke damage from Smash. He does survive, but Beetle needs to accomplish his goal to take out these strategists, or at least deal with the Cosmic Yarn Amplifier.
Alex needs to farm his ult, and then
side of Rad to get themselves there.
This is really good actually for Team Heretics.
Extra damage off the back of the
Smash needs to pop his ult. Pop your ult. That's its last fight. Pop your ult, bro. Pop your ult. If you pop your ult and win, doesn't matter. It's last fight. Pop it.
Last touch. It's going to be the invisible boundary coming through from Alex.
I think they could have killed everyone. They cleaned it up, but
trying to float above it all with the Meteor M. Can they find themselves a target? They just hit it into the wall.
Oh, bro, the other mag threw his mag into the wall. Come on, guys. Yo, I told you to pop your ult earlier, man.
Crazy Kitty starts to move in towards their prey. These Vanguards are primary targets for the Wolverine, but finally the Heartbreaker.
Oh yeah, the Wolverine. The Wolverine's gonna be disgusting here, chat.
Wolverine, this is your counter. This is your nightmare. Mash is down. There's no resurrection.
And he almost has ult. Oh! He's gonna have ult, chat. He's gonna have ult. This is gonna be dangerous.
Team
Heretics might actually lose this.
Yeah, and the portal from Naga gave them such good coverage for Heretics.
Oh! Oh! No kills!
No limbs, though.
No
kills!
kills!
Ken's there on the chase down on the other side.
Oh,
a flip for Team
no,
Heretics.
bro, you guys had the win in the book,
Yeah,
bro.
again, that
The other team wasted. Team Heretics used their invis. Bro, they used their mag. They missed their mag ult. Bro, he had a great Star-Lord ult that he should have popped a long time ago. He fumbled that. They fumbled their Wolverine ult, bro. The chat, listen. It doesn't matter how good you start. You have to finish strong, bro. RAD ain't finishing strong.
Extra movement speed here for Naga. Maybe could find an opening to
Chat, you can start the beginning sloppy, but you gotta finish hard.
It's been a good disengage for from RAD. Barely suffering anything in the way of consequences. Just exchanging Lugia, go to Ultimate on the other side.
You gotta finish like Captain America, chat.
On the point. And Enzo's already running disruption on the midst of RAD. But Mash on the other side still has access to the fate of both worlds. It could be the fate that decides all of RAD's hopes and dreams here. Still Alex ready and waiting. Giving over extra ult charge courtesy of that copied over Gambit ultimate. Mash is done.
Oh, nice freeze by Mash.
Freeze! The bubble solids! Smashes above it all! One speed or so bad, but instead will settle for Enzo. Gets it blocked out. That's going to be a swap around here coming in from the other side. Sanuki can't find
Oh! We didn't get to see the Maggle, but he dunked on 2 supports! Both supports! RAD is good! Oh my god, RAD took the first round.
Absolutely flummoxed off the point, banished from contention, and RAD will win out on the first map on their journey to LAN.
Yo, good job by RAD, and RAD doesn't have the land buff, chat.
What an insane turnaround. After being defeated 100-0 in the first round, they locked in and locked on the map win. Now the ball is in Heretics' court. What will be their choice? What have they learned from RAD in the previous series? We'll find out after this break.
Damn, bro. Damn. I think Team Heretics could have won that, but they fumbled. They fumbled, bro. It was like watching the Dolphins last year. Just pain. They should have won that. Hey, Jay, nice casting. Ooh, I'm not casting, bro. I'm just reacting. The casters are doing the best job, man. I appreciate it though. I appreciate it. I'm trying out casting actually. To be honest with you, right there, Smash Nez should have popped off and carried, but. Damn. Hey, what's up, Nolan? Heretics miss / wasted ults. True. True. They gotta get their shit together, man. They gotta get their shit together. They can't be doing that. They cannot be doing that, bro. Hold up, just out of curiosity, I just gotta make sure one thing. Okay, so we still start at 4 o'clock for NA. Okay. Yeah, today's NA games are going to be fun, bro. Chat, you guys got Liquid Citadel against Swamp Gaming. That's going to be a great game. You have 100 Thieves against FlyQuest. That's going to be a great game. You have Yaoi lost against Stick Drift. That's going to be a great game. And then you have the winners of these 2 games going against each other, which is going to be another great game, bro. NA is going to be so fun to watch. NA is going to be so fun to watch, bro. I think Swamp Gaming over Team Liquid Citadel. I do not think so, but I can see why you would say that. Oh, Jesus. You are fun to watch. Hey, appreciate it, Dale. I missed Pulsar and RAD. To be honest with you, you didn't miss anything, bro. It was a 3-0. It was kind of resident sleeper. It didn't even look like Pulsar was playing. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm pretty sure Pulsar tried their hardest, but it did not look good. Are you supporting 100 Thieves today? No. They did play well yesterday, but I don't think they're beating FlyQuest. Even though I think it's going to be a great game, if 100 Thieves beats FlyQuest and I'm wrong, well, that would be awesome too, but I don't know, man. I don't think... Wait, is your name Mike Litteris? Just realized. Appreciate the massive 3 months. But no, I do not think that they're going to win. Bro, the weather is crap here on 4th of July. Forget grilling, I'm ordering Chipotle. Chipotle makes me always feel bloated. If you order Chipotle, though, get their best thing on their menu. Get their chips and queso. Their chips and queso, a large chips and queso, also with a Mexican Coke. Oh my God, that's beautiful. I'm gonna order some lasagna in honor of Jay3. That is disgusting. That is disgusting. Also, I used to have a Moe's by me, but they closed down. I'm actually really surprised that Moe's is still around. I missed that. I remember walking in there as a kid and they used to scream, "Welcome to Moe's!" Moe's. Let me see if I have a Moe's near me. Oh, I do have a Moe's near me. Only 17.5 miles away. Welcome to Moe's. Is MRC today? I don't know. I don't watch MRC. That's like asking me if I watch college, chat. No, we don't. I don't watch college. I watch the pros. What? 17 miles is close, chat, bro. The other one is 26 miles away. I could probably go to that one too. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
A major swing in momentum here. One final hit in point one for RAD to 17 in the second, and then we're able to clutch things there at the second point.
Absolutely. RAD just turned up the tempo so much, realizing
yeah,
this
I'm like Taylor Swift, chat. Oh, something's 5 minutes away. I'm gonna take my private jet.
Just naturally, you're playing a lot.
Oh, I gotta go to the kitchen to get some water. I'm gonna take my private jet.
Battle between two Star Lords, and then they once kind of
I gotta walk down the aisle for my own wedding. Private jet.
Enzo felt like he needed something to put up a better resistance. Went to the Venom and all these other picks. RAD let Beetle also have the Rogue, and they had the perfect answer to it. Never let her ult, and never let Beetle live.
Such a tough spot to find yourself into when you have two back-to-back heartbreakers that are canceled on that point too. It's not
never go
where
wrong
you want to
without
find yourself, especially because it felt like Beetle was just in no man's land time and time again. I mean, talking specifically about the front line, they were doing a great job here.
I mean, you do have taste. If you're watching me, you definitely have great taste.
Specifically here, leg day, it felt like they were doing a great job.
I'm gonna take my hot air balloon
throughout that final fight.
Yeah, you have
okay, this is going to sound crazy. I would love to go to Turkey to see the hot air balloons. I'm pretty sure everyone's seen that hot air balloon festival or something, but I would actually never ride in a hot air balloon. I feel like
and you know what?
there's a lot
after the first
to
round,
go
Smash
wrong.
Really took upon that mantle. Was like, okay, you know what? Tanuki's going in the box. I've got to pen him in.
My wife said you sound like Shroud if you had any energy
Crazy
at all.
Kitty was able to find more angles to work with himself. Was a huge contribution. This
what are you trying trying to say? Shroud's dead inside?
Maybe the differences of Vanguard identities is what's really being shown. I think forcing Heretics to, well, they had their Daredevil ban, so it's Wolverine was open, but Tanuki never went to it.
Listen,
and it was MASH that had a critical cancel on an Eye of Agamotto on Naga at the end when he swapped to Doctor Strange to portal in. I mean, MASH just felt undiveable, and Beta was constantly going after MASH to force out these Fate of Both Worlds, and RAD made the most out of this every time.
The freeze
That's
that we
his
saw at the
name.
end
What are you guys
on
question marking me for? That's his
Enzo,
name.
They gotta feel so bad because that could have been the difference maker for their team. And also the double Magneto dunk from Ducky. Gotta give a shout out to that as well. I mean, everyone stepped up on RAD where they were all relatively absent in that first point, and that just kind of shows that, you know, maybe there's a little bit of a longer break. It took them some time to warm up, and then they locked in, and that's exactly what they need to do here against Heretics if they want to make it to LAN. And now all eyes on Heretics.
This is EMEA, two different regions.
Adapt. What do they need to improve upon?
Next
probably
vlog win.
Healing here, who seems to be a statistical anomaly.
That's an Emily question. She'll be taking over the stream later. She's been kicking ass at vlogs.
Crazy Kitty having 20k damage blocked. Like, I don't know if we need to focus our damage a little bit better. The fact that Crazy Kitty falls 7 times with a 350 HP character or 300 HP character with 20k damage blocked is somewhat wild. I think that MASH did a fantastic job here of just being able to generate the Fate of Both Worlds incredibly quickly, and admittedly the plan was you take some of that away with Beetle using the Heartbreaker, but MASH is so quick on the trigger when it comes to the absolute zero.
Thought that game was going to be really fun and entertaining, but it ended up being a dog walk.
Yeah, incredible job across the board. This has already been a very entertaining series so far. And Heretics, I mean, bit on the bait. They had Rogue open, they went to that. Enzo never went like something for the fastball, so then Tanuki doesn't go for the Wolverine, because I feel like the fastball is such a core part of setting up your Wolverine for success. So then you kind of bait this Star-Lord mirror, where I would think Smash has a lot more experience on that hit scan role.
Okay, Yggdrasil Path is where we're headed to. We've been seeing a little bit more of that recently. Didn't see too much in the earlier days of the playoffs, and that might be why people hiding strats and figuring out exactly what they want to go for. Maybe we will see the Cyclops and Wolverine
from console to PC on Rivals. Do you have any tips?
We didn't see a single melee duelist from the melee duelist into Tanuki, so that could be the difference maker here. We'll find out though in the band.
Also, don't change your sensitivity a lot. Find a sensitivity that you like, or copy some streamer or pro player that you like,
a little bit weird,
and you can adjust it a little bit to your own liking and your own, because everyone's a little different, and then practice with that sensitivity, bro.
They knew exactly which way the pivots were going to come from the side of Heretics.
Yeah, let them cook. Excited to see how this series going to break down.
I've been using the same sensitivity for the same video
Heretics,
games.
I mean, we're given Rogue in the past, and it was very convincing victories when they get these broken comps.
Also,
even when
to keep things
Elsa
consistent,
was
if you do play, let's say, Marvel Rivals, and you want to go play Overwatch or another game, there are sensitivity converters to keep your sensitivity the same.
Matchups when it comes to their duelists. They also targeted Beetle's cap, which is one of the best cap players in EMEA.
100% accurate, but you could just adjust it, fine-tune it.
While we get through our band draft here, let's talk history for RAD. This team is the spiritual successor to a team in EMEA last year called Chopped, who were remarkably talented and remarkably successful, but missed out via one fight on a Celestial Husk from attending Grand Finals. That was a loss to VP. Here, they have a chance to finally make it to a land.
Is there a converter from Roblox sensitivity to Marvel?
From doing what they never could as Chopped when they had Tuzi. They brought in Smashnet, spiritual successor to Tuzi, who has been building up his hero pool so effectively, and RAD are on the precipice of being able to reach those dreams.
RAD protecting the Wolverine again for Crazy Kitty, while also another ban on the Daredevil, where Heretics didn't touch the Wolverine when they had that open. Now the Captain America is banned.
Do you feel me waking up a lot?
From RAD, which is kind of like the roles are reversed here. Usually you're banning that against Beetle. So we'll see how RAD respond on their final ban, and Heretics with their final protect.
Rogue back in action. But we know that RAD have some answers for this in the form of the Wolverine.
Yeah.
Maybe RAD could ban away
I heard
the
a loud
Invis
bang.
here.
I thought someone was breaking
The
in.
Invis ban has been invaluable for teams that
I don't have a
like
headset then, chat.
the
Breakfast
Wolverine,
Burger with the
once
massive
again
4
coming
months.
through.
Appreciate it. How you
Essentially
doing?
mirroring their previous draft, Because, hey, if you're going to grab someone with Wolverine, you don't want them coming back via the Battle Recall Beacon.
And you look towards what strategies can be used. You have, of course, Loki available for both sides. Gambit available. Nope, only one side.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're at the Team Heretics facility, so you're going to see a lot of different games there.
Get them this huge advantage. I mean, Heretics ended up dropping the map after
As you can see that there's Team Heretics everything, and there's also Team Heretics practice room.
Defending position for the point is
practice.
Incredible, obviously.
Chat,
when
we're not
Heretics
talking about
can
a
play
game.
their own game, they look
not a
the
game.
best.
We're talking about
Rad's
practice.
tempo was simply out of control once we got to the second and third round of Krakoa. So this is the Heretics map pick. They will be starting on offense, doing some scouting here. Naga's on the Cyclops. Not going to have that Wolverine team up. Doesn't seem to be something Heretics care to go for at this point.
Dude, Crazy Kitty on the other side actually loaded for bear. This guy's wearing like 10 Super Bowl rings right now. He's got the Cosmic Fastball and the Kinetic Charge from the Cyclops. Crazy Kitty is about to be John Thanos.
We'll see if he can snap Heretics and get RAD to a solid ironclad defense to potentially get RAD one step closer to eliminating Heretics.
It's kind of sick that orgs have their own locations. Yeah, I think it's really cool that orgs invite all their streamers when they're doing well to the playoffs, and you know, because there is a thing called the LAN buff, chat. When all the pros are together and all playing in the same under the same roof, it does really great for coordination, great for team synergy. It's really good.
Anyway, as he can close through that distance rather quickly, utilizing his team ups.
And the invis is such a core part for Cyclops, or just even Star-Lord's in the air with that shield. And there's still some adjustments of who's taking that platform.
Any creator tournaments happening soon? I have no idea. Why, you want to see me compete again? I know, Chad. I'm an entertainer, bro. When I compete, it's very fun.
Tries to put this one to bed right now. No resurrections this time, so Crazy Kid is going to have to come back the long way. And this could be an opening here for Team Heretics. They might be down one, but the big one's gone. Oh, what an early usage here of a strangling prison. Forces out Mash's use of the God of Mischief. But hey, when you can
RAD is looking really good, but I
think I saw a vertical invis shield too.
Team Heretics is going to be up both. They're going to be up a support ult.
So much to sustain on the RAD side. Surprised that Beetle isn't playing.
Yeah, both support ults here. So I'm pretty sure they're going to use Gambit to engage. After Gambit, their Vertigo is going to use his ult, and then after that, Alex is going to use his ult, and then Team Heretics is going to win the team fight, and they're going to cap first point. Watch, I'm calling it right now, bro.
Oh, Beetle's going to be in a sad solo dive position.
There's the Gambit ult.
Oh my goodness.
There's the Invis ult. Oh my god, I'm literally calling this play by play. Okay, now Alex is going to pop his ult. Oh my god! And then Team Heretics wins. That's my last call out.
Traded out for the opposing group themselves. Naga tries to move away from this little hiding.
Wait, they're not winning.
RAD have sequestered themselves for a little bit of additional cover. Tanuki, I don't know if they've actually afflicted anyone with the Kraken impact.
Damn, they haven't won yet, but I called that perfectly.
Temporarily blocked away by RAD. Ducky will return courtesy of
Kirby,
TP,
appreciate the massive prime sub. I hope you had hope you're having a great day.
And RAD know how to deal with an annoying Bucky, and Luke is on the thing, and wow, they just have the double maelstrom, all thanks to special delivery from Crazy Kitty. Grabbing two is so impressive. Heretics have to be so careful with how they're grouping around, and I mean, Alex was the first victim in this whole series, so he doesn't want to be anywhere close to this. Finally, Beetle to the rogue to just try and draw alongside Enzo to take this one.
I called it out 98% correct. It's not my fault that Team Heretics kind of fumbled.
Prison or even the Heartbreaker, you won't be able to combo that yet with the Ruby Rage.
All right, that was the express delivery to the Doctor Strange. Crazy Kitty already used a bunch of their cooldowns. Beetle in towards the back, seems to have escaped for now, but the slow was everything. The aggressive invisible boundary that came through there from Vertigo. Crazy Kitty towards the back. You've heard of a sword of Damocles that hangs above a team. But what about the Wolverine of Damocles?
Yeah. And how about Mash, too? I mean,
last fight,
Rad
chat. Last fight. Uh-oh. Is Team Heretics going to go down 2-0? There's no way. They almost have 1, 2, 3, 4. Fuck it. They almost have all 6 ults.
Of this poke, but if you don't get a limbs, you're simply just generating so much more for Mash and Vertigo to fight back with. Heretics need a convincing team wipe, and it's going to have to be off of Enzo or Beetle.
Yo, Papa Gax with the massive new tier 1 sub, my friend. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a great day.
Any punishment
Welcome.
Here. It seems like for now they've gotten out scot-free, but now overtime is going to be in session. It's full pressure as they move forward with the Gambit ultimate. Down the lane, potentially, that's going to be the Ruby Rage. No final blows are found, but Snooki still has a second move here.
No one died. Nice.
With the Apex Predator, doesn't want to try and hit Lugia here. I believe he was knocked out from their own ultimate by an incoming wall. A big stun comes through. Smashness falls down on one side, Beastle on the other. Naga grabbed in, and Crazy Kitty now starts to stand on business. Where's the Apex Predator? Tanuki's dragging back multiple players, but Crazy Kitty's getting in the way. I imagine inside the invisible boundary is going to be a harder for Team Heretics.
Bro. This looked like it was going to be a Rad win. Rad can still win, though. Rad almost has Crazy Kitty ult and Vertigo ult. Oh, no, chat! Rad does win! They have the ults! Team Heretics has nothing! Nothing!
The healing behind Tanuki's everything here as Beetle has returned, and inside of the invisible boundary, they can't see where their vanguards are. Overtime so close to being taken away.
Oh my god, what a D, bro.
Absolutely dominant right now.
This is disastrous for Heretics to get
huge D. Captain America defense right there, bro.
Not a far push. The Ruby Rage is
God damn.
You need some kind of damage boost with it, honestly, to try and burn through an invisible boundary.
This might be
going in blind. Heretics, I mean,
this might be a prediction I get wrong.
Ultimates to draw out every ounce of resource for Rad so that they had nothing else to heal with. But Mash and Vertigo, they mitigate that chaos so well. Heretics tried to come up with so many solutions, from dive to
how are you guys gonna say never trust Jay? Guys, I'm on like a 13 straight prediction streak
in the game, and Heretics only
how are you guys gonna get mad at me?
5 people in that round.
It's time to consider a Wolverine.
Naga got 2 finals, Tanuki got 2 finals, and Alex has 1. Oh.
Spooky Logan, remove him.
Wait.
Opting so much for
Alex, their invis player. No. Go back before this round starts. Go back. Alex, their invis player, has almost double the damage of their Groot?
Yeah, because they're opting so much for
no,
Doctor Strange at some point that was blowing everybody up when Crazy Kitty delivered them. There's so much finishing power from Rad's side. Heretics have good damage, but they can't close out the limbs.
Okay, Tanuki ready to meet Wolverine versus Wolverine now, but Enzo's already down. The walls were so well protected here, so there could be no Loki doppelganger put up to bring up those runes of regeneration to rescue the Wayward Enzo.
Yeah, you got to be careful with how aggressive you're going to be at the beginning against a Groot. He has all of those walls available in a full team wipe as Heretics try to force out as many fights as possible. Could have probably had time to walk back, but they're going to go for an Enzo jump scare portal play. And now with how dispersed Rad are, not confident in that as they try to create some cover for Heretics to stabilize on, giving time now for Smash to find an off angle and to get around Heretics' front line.
Enzo already down. Regeneration domain used here by Mash. It needs to be punished, but in a 5 versus 6, how can you make that happen? Smash just has so much room to work with, and you know that he's not missing these, but bouncing the beam between everyone. Naga's out by themselves right here. No help, they say, as they take down Mash, but the remainder of the team is going to fall on their stead. Tanuki taken down. There's no TP back, no second chances. It might well be back to the drawing board already, as Enzo's returned on the Angela, but can you even get past the wall that's been erected by Sue Storm here? Lugia moves in to try and make something happen.
Oh!
You're evicted straight away! That's enough of that nonsense, says Crazy Kitty. Enzo cut.
Lugia just witnessed a murder. He's like, has his hand over his mouth. He's like, I can't believe.
Can you imagine what the comms must have been, chat? Can you imagine what the comms need to have been? I have a sneak peek of what the comms were. Oh my god, we got a touch point! Touch point! Oh my god, touch point! We're gonna see 9! Don't worry, I got the point. I got the point. Wolverine! Oh shit! I touched point! Oh fuck!
This series
there you go. How was that on a scale 1 to 10?
We'll find out after this.
God damn it! I just got solo ulted! How was that? On a scale of 1 to 10, chat. Huge reenactment. Thank you, chat. Thank you. Thank you. Wait, what's the predictions looking like right here? I gotta see this. 30% on RAD. It's a 1 to 3 return ratio. It's 70% on Team Heretics. Yeah, I don't know why you guys voted Team Heretics. I said RAD was gonna win this. I'm glad that, like, you know, at least a little bit of my chat trusted me on the RAD pick. Damn. You picked RAD? How much money did you put? Only 20? You're about to make like over 60, probably 70. Not even trolling. 60, 70, 6, 7. What's up? Well, because you said you put 20K, it's a 3.3 return ratio, so 20 times 3 is 60. Plus, but it's a little bit more. It's a 3.32, so it's like, yeah, 60, 70. Show the board.
Protect your bald king.
Razuk82 with the massive new tier 1 sub. Welcome, my friend. And Pewini? Appreciate the massive new tier 1. Papa with the massive new tier 1 as well. Appreciate it. Yeah. Julie Melissa with the massive 3 months. Absolutely insane as well. How's that a scam? How? I am literally... No, hold on. Let me see what my prediction rate is. Get here. Calculator. Okay, there's been 16, 17, 18, 19. This is the 20th game. 20 divided by 19. Oh, shit. Wait, no. 19 divided by 20. I have a 0.95% prediction rate on what team is going to win. 95% prediction rate. 95. What about the TWL game? YWL? Bro, YWL against Sentinels? Listen, we learned our lesson. Never vote Sentinels again. And listen, we learned our lesson yesterday. We didn't vote Sentinels, and look what happened to them. No, I'm not trying to be mean. But it's 95. I got one prediction wrong. One. You need to be sorry, bro? What do you mean I need to be sorry? What team did you vote for? You voted for Team Heretics? I hope RAD wins so you can lose all your money. I hope. Does the loser go home? Yes. I hope you lose all the channel points in this stream. So the next time I see you kicking a can down the street, and I'm like, what are you doing? You're like, I'm moving. That's what's gonna happen. Yo, Pocket Size. Appreciate the massive prime to a tier 1 sub, my friend. You almost ready if Team Heretics loses? What's up? No problem. They're still playing. Is TSM out? Yes, TSM is out. I would not be surprised if TSM actually disbands. As painful as it is to say that, because they're a bunch of great players, good friends, I don't think they have the synergy. it looks like they just got a bunch of streamers, said, hey, listen, you guys are very popular, stream the game, play as a team. Just never worked out. How long is the stream going to be today? Well, probably a long time. The first day, the stream lasted 17 and a half hours. The next day, yesterday, was 17 hours. Today, so far, is 6 hours. We have to finish this, then we have to wait for N8 to start, and then probably another 17. What's the difference between MRC and MRI? MRI is the pro game. MRC is like the... MRI is like tier 1 players. MRC is like tier 2, tier 3. Or MRI is like your pros, and then MRC is like your college.
This seems to be the day of full holds for RAD Esports as they get another on the counter pick for Team Heretics. Yggdrasil path was a warpath for RAD as they wanted to make up for that one.
Yo,
point
Roger
they
with the
dropped
math of 100 bits. Appreciate it, friend.
In the first map of this series, came out swinging in. I guess leaping.
Jay, be honest with you. Be honest. Were you the model for a Captain America skin?
About the Vanguard lineup here.
I was for his ass, but not that front part.
On the Groot yet again.
Yeah, I mean, how many MVPs can we give this guy? I mean, he's just the best group that we have in EMEA. And Heretics were more focused on banning the Lugia cap. And
yeah, so basically what they did is they took every single part of me as like as Captain America,
which is such a
but they kind of like
not to really start out with,
they kind of took my arm
because if you don't generate
and
momentum,
kind of like duplicated it and then moved it to the lower section and then made that the lower section. So it's actually not me. They just like duplicated my arm,
right? Because,
and they actually enlarged it by 300%.
Is of course going to be stealing all the credit there, as well as we look at the stats here. But Mash, I would
thank
say,
you for
is
hosting the
another
watch party.
MVP
Hey,
candidate,
I'm just glad that you guys are here.
On
Appreciate you,
here.
chat.
Leg days seem to be another level.
Yeah, Mash has been performing out of his mind through the entirety of today. The Crazy Kitty MVP, actually my idea, with 3 final hits. I know that it doesn't look like much, but the reason why Crazy Kitty is the MVP here is because Crazy Kitty means that Beetle can't play the game. And Beetle for Team Heretics is like such an important part of getting their pressure combination down, because Beetle is always on that back line. Crazy Kitty playing a lot more reserved, essentially being appealing Wolverine. The second that Venom goes
Why are we on Spider-Man, bro?
to your Loki, like you're going for that grab, you are disrupting it as much as possible, and that gives the room for everyone else.
Beetle had 4,000 damage, bro. Done.
And
that's
part
crazy.
Of the Heretics momentum generation,
his supports have more damage done than him.
It's the Vanguards. Beetle started off on the Venom. I just don't think Loki's very diveable. It's like the regen domains come up, and you could have an invis that pulls you. There's a lot of risks with running Venom right now, and why a lot of people have moved away from it. Eventually Ghost. Also, there was appealing Wolverine, which what are you doing at that?
Let me guess. We're either going to
he goes to something
Lower
else,
Manhattan.
and the row was trying to be more front to back, but just Heretics really lacked damage to clear out, and it's Rad's backline that kept them up throughout.
Well, looking at our next and potentially final map, this is maybe the end of the road for Team Heretics. Hopes to make the mid-season final in top 3. Lower Manhattan, their last chance for survival in this lower bracket. Have to fully reverse sweep RAD Esports, who are on a hot streak. We'll see if they can do it.
A test of will, fortitude, and gumption here for the side of Team Heretics. They are up against the wall. Meanwhile, for RAD, success is so close they can almost taste it. It seems that Team Heretics have chosen their last battleground, potentially to be Lower Manhattan, as we stick into our ban phase.
And I would say a lot of people were convinced that the top 3 was going to be Na'Vi, VP,
No,
Heretics,
I'll finish this game,
wild card, the thing that could have disrupted
after.
everyone's predictions was RAD, and they are 1 map away from sweeping the preseason grand finalist Heretics. And it's this mind games on the ban line, but I'm so interested in this the Lower Manhattan pick from Team Heretics, because they picked this against VP. They had some really fun strats around the Enzo portal to try and get behind the point. So if RAD did their homework, like an Enzo's Doctor Strange ban, I wouldn't hate it.
It's just only one more game if they win.
I wouldn't hate it either. Like, and the Doctor Strange can be a real complicating factor, as well as saying that it's real.
Oh my god.
I mean,
you know what? We've been bullied by the Wolverine for too long. We are no longer allowing this to occur.
What's up?
And it does seem that RAD have finally made their own shift as well here towards the Gambit, which is seems like the first time today out of the 5 maps or 6 maps we've seen them.
Are Heretics going to be baited into playing Rogue again, though, because now Beetle doesn't have Cap, and the Venom is a little tricky to pull off on Lower Manhattan. You know, once you get beyond the point, it's fine, but the low ceilings, it's so
Team Heretics banned the Wolverine. They're scared of the Wolverine, chat.
What would be the backup plan of Beetle? Because if he goes back to Rogue, it might be the definition of insanity, you know?
Well, it might be a little bit easier when not going up against a Wolverine. I think Team Heretics here, they're very much shaping a Crazy Kitty Ultron pick, potentially. But in theory, you don't really want to play that if you're RAD. You don't want an Ultron who's going to be healing passively to cannibalize the ult charge of Mash and Vertigo. So the question is, what do we see Crazy Kitty pick up
Jay,
here?
I'm falling asleep. How are you so fresh? I am not fresh,
occasionally.
bro.
You could even move over to play that
everything.
Psylocke or Star-Lord, but those are usually covered by Smash Nets.
And there's like whispers that people think Black Cat is still playable and the patch is just mind control, but this would be the first time we would see it in playoffs. So we are stretching for ideas here as Heretics are leaning towards the Rogue that was given to Beetle yet again, and Enzo to dive in. I mean, I wouldn't even mind a portal play, but then that cooldown's quite long, and if you get full held, it could be disastrous. Heretics just need a morale boost at this point, and we'll see what the Vanguard line is for the attack later on. RAD almost expecting the Wolverine, preemptively chosen things so he cannot be grabbed, and you have Ducky that can bail people out with bubbles. So I'm liking that RAD are kind of trying to predict the Heretic strat.
You have to stop them from securing the
Preempting it. Tanuki says it's my turn on the Wolf, but doesn't have something like a fast
Wait,
we'll have
this?
a team up for kinetic energy given over from Cyclops to try and find these opening engagements.
Beetle on the Groot to take advantage of this front to back. So you can see Lugia already playing much more conservative, much more passive, does not want to be walled off because you won't be able to jump to safety if you can't even see the other targets.
Quick smoke demon route to make sure that there's that constant watch on these off angles. Crazy Kitty does not want Naga existing up here, but it's a 2 versus 1 with the Gambit coming in.
Look what my dad's making, chat, for
4th
of July.
Required on the point, but Naga managed to find
in his new grill that we got him for his birthday. Look at that. Oh my god, look at all that meat, bro. This is at least a quarter of the meat that is in the Captain America skin.
Portal back. This is going to be an ugly
oh
fight.
my god.
Just abandon even that possibility. 1, probably not enough time, and 2, you're giving ult charge over, and all of that matters as Heretics created so many good pressure points around the map. Naga winning that duel against Crazy Kitty made the whole difference. Now Naga has sight lines onto the strategists, forcing them naturally to fall back, and Heretics finally generated momentum off of a pretty different look from Beetle, so to say, which, speaking of which, has the Strangling Prison. There's an opportunity to combine that with the Ruby Rage, but Tanuki, what can he prepare? Has to be aware of those Elsa traps too, but also the whole stack
okay, let's see
that
this.
is now Mark Tanuki.
I was showing you guys the meat of my dad.
That
almost sounded really wrong. I was showing you guys what my dad was cooking for the 4th of July, and Team Heretics already capped the point. That's crazy.
From the Wolverine. First Gambit ultimate's going to come out here.
I fixed the wording.
A lot of damage taken, and Vertigo mostly
I fixed the wording.
utilizing those regeneration runes. This allowed for the rest of Team Heretics to start building up towards their own ultimates in kind, but RAD can try and break out from their prison now using their own.
Yeah, the
Come on.
Royal Flush
Come on, RAD.
To make sure they had a command.
Ooh! What a kidnap! You saw that through the window.
To save them from that kidnap, as Heretics will have to move on.
Straight out the window.
Yeah, my chat recommended me to get my dad a green egg barbecue and smoker, and that's what we got him for his birthday last month.
Gonna manage to survive the Ruby Rage on the other side. Vertigo's copied over onto yet another Gambit ultimate. Raging Royal Flush, a quick track coming through, an exchange between the Cyclops.
Come on, Naga, you gotta be winning those 1v1s, man. Also, Team Heretics is rolling. They have 5.5 minutes for this last phase. We might be be going to another map, chat. He might be going to another map.
Got anything off the strangling prison from the defense. Probably shout out to Enzo's shield, which is probably a part of trying to block that. So, hey, Heretics, the coordination, also macro-wise, forcing RAD to be behind on the rotation game and taking advantage of RAD being frantic as Tanuki has this last stand, could be the final stand.
Yeah, the grill's pretty nice. My dad's praising that grill.
Crazy Kitty starts to work the margins.
Glad he likes it.
Going to need a little bit of backup here from the strategist. Snooki cooks with the last time. I think he may have grabbed Smashness indeed. That's going to be a huge amount of damage missing. Crazy Kitty still on the backhand side and can TP out if things start to get a touch more hairy. RAD have already lost out on 2 members. And Lugia goes out to disengage. The TP away here will get Crazy Kitty to safety, but the cart's still moving.
I think Ducky got grabbed from the last stand as well. Just took him longer to fall, and the staggered respawns from RAD. They'll have one last chance to defend this fortress, or this 4-minute time bank will just be insurmountable.
No amplification here for Crazy Kitty's ultimate. Just gonna have to do it.
Wow! Wow! He actually hit that? He actually hit that? He canceled the ult?
Managed to get it done off the back of the
That's insane. That's insane. That is insane. Oh my god.
Last chance saloon here for RAD. They're so close to both of their strategist ultimates. Mash and Vertigo need to hold on, grit their teeth, will and determination as Mash is looking for an opening now. Are they desperate enough to go for it?
Oh my god.
There's no cleanse onto him. Where's Tanuki going?
No.
He said it's over.
No, I think where's Tanuki? Yeah, I mean, where is he going? But he's resetting, chat. He's resetting. His whole team was dead.
I mean, a fight-saving wall and also diamond form to deny.
Chat, he's resetting so he doesn't stagger himself and feed ult charge. He's resetting with his team. His whole team was dead. There's nothing for him to do. If he didn't jump off the map, he would have died 5-10 seconds later, and he would have been 5-10 seconds staggered.
Finally, they commit to the composition that works for them.
Also, yeah, that's true. He was trying to save the passive.
Coming out of RAD is that the Raging Royal.
It's not cringe. It's a strat, chat. Just like if you kill the whole other team and there's a Hulk left, you kill the Hulk, but you don't kill Bruce. It's staggering.
Truly deadly ultimate. Tanuki's that constant threat that's coming through though. Moving up towards the sky. There's going to be extra sustainability. You've got to move away though if you're Crazy Kitty. Oh, taken out in the air. There's no follow-up though. Oh, the Exile will be just fine. However, still, it seems that for now, RAD have been the ones to work out here. Quick grab onto the Venom and a swap back with the kinetic dash means there's a forced disengage here for Lugia, who's almost earned himself that ultimate.
Yeah, the defense was behind Heretics, by the way, and they didn't get the full punish they wanted. Heretics are reset yet again. RAD still have the Raging Royal flush to pull, and they just are looming for the perfect opportunity.
Smashness has the Ruby Rage, moves in towards the back. The explosion rebuffed mostly by the regeneration.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that ult, but I mean, they're winning the team fight, so.
Maybe brought back into the full. Enzo not so lucky.
These type of proactive fights is what helped RAD win Krakoa and what.
Yeah, Wolverine players are scary, bro. I want to learn Wolverine because watching these Wolverines play is so entertaining.
Mentioning his Raging Royal flush, and it's just off these duelist ultimates or Ducky that RAD are winning. As Beetle now on the Angela could take advantage of the environmental limbs. You can get on
the ult was, I mean, the ult I don't really agree with, but they won the team fight, so who knows, bro?
This Angela grabbing them.
Smashness gives Ever a little bit of space here. Wants to try and play it a touch safer. Did they manage to get access to the Gambit? That was the question. No. Cosmic Yarn Amplifier copied Ever from the other side. Mash is going to answer it here with the Raging Royal flush. The Cosmic Yarn Amplifier broke down rather quickly. Lugia towards the back has already used the Feast of the Abyss, likely to try and eat through the Cosmic Yarn itself. Smashness won their duel. Ken just tries to exit here after using their own runes to survive. And Team Heretics, they've been held at the bridge for 3 minutes now, Lemon.
Yeah, they're going pretty deep into the strat book. I mean, Lugia even said in the interview,
good defense so far, though. I think they had like 5 minutes for this. RAD is doing really well. This is a really hard map to cap. But question is, can RAD even make it this far when they go on offense?
Heretics get back on their feet.
Last stand trying to grab it. Crazy Kitty, but follow-up not going to be there, but it might well be revived. Indeed, the BRB just trades out for Tanuki's ultimate. And Alex has tried to claim the space now with their own Cosmic Yarn Amplifier. Beetle around the outside. Smashness has been noted. But here comes Vertigo and Crazy Kitty all at once for Ruby Race to try and break down the Cosmic Yarn. There is going to be some coming through from Enzo.
Lost his ults, bro.
Behind the high ground. Beetle takes out Mash, but already the Vanguards have gone away. And so Alex
damn, not even 50%. No, he actually lost his ult.
Someone else goes over to the healer.
And RAD very good at disengaging away from the Cosmic Yarn Amplifier and a lot of the win conditions that as soon as Heretics even look like they start winning, RAD fall back, they resurrect thanks to the rocket, and they are, and really are ironclad in this fortress. I'll give some cope though to Heretics. This is a very far push for Lower Manhattan.
Oh, this is such a great aggressive push here from Ducky. Lugia trying to follow up upon it, but there's still some shenanigans happening on the point. The Ruby Rage from Smashnez is going to get it done. Heaven falls towards the cart, but Heaven's not faster than Rad. And what a hold at the bridge.
That was a good hold, bro.
And a 4-minute hold. Like Heretics hand
that was a crazy hold, bro.
Third point corner. Insane retaliation for Rad, even when there were some slip-ups at moments.
That was
and
a
Heretics
crazy
fumbled the bag a little bit
hold.
too, like Tanuki falling off the map when he was trying to like grab Smash or something. You even canceled Crazy Kitty's ultimate. There's really so much push and pull between these two teams. But I think Heretics, Rad, Lugia going to the Venom with this initial
Vertigo and I don't even, we don't share anything besides if he wins this game, that's the only thing that we share. We share the trait of winning.
Rad can knock them down. So I like the pivots from Rad, but you suffered through the majority of this map due to macro, due to getting outpaced from Heretics. And we'll see if Rad can make up for it on their upcoming push.
Now this is a very stressful time for Team Heretics. They're watching their dreams of land crumble in front of their eyes. They were the partner team, Lemon. They were the chosen ones. It was supposed to be in the bag. These upstarts from Rad were not supposed to be able to bring it to Team Heretics.
Chat, what do you guys think stretches more?
Because
Mr. Fantastic
wearing the Heretics bundle
or that swimsuit which Captain America
we gotta
wearing.
get that plug in because it's series point for Rad. Okay,
I think Captain America's swimsuit stretches a little bit more.
If they do not survive in this map, but Heretics have really set a far down finish line. Rad coming out the gates, Ducky with the Groot. Again, Heretics want to be careful to not get walled off. Is almost a quick surprise from the high ground.
The true answer
on
is
his signature
swimsuit,
Adam. Worst comes to shove, Karmic Revival could be a part of getting Heretics back in the game.
Main weakness here for Team Heretics, terrible angle control. They don't really have the movement to try and take someone off high ground if it is going to be secured. Crazy Kitty is actually going to have to try and get away via their TP, I imagine, as Beetle managed to platform their way up towards the angle that was taken. An isolation onto the group, but Ducky manages to get out with their life. And now
I've seen that we
also
ran out of
just
things
making
to
it
talk
out.
about.
And this is feeding over so much strategist ult charge.
I just can't get over the fact that that skin is so funny.
If someone gets walled off, he'll have sightlines to bubble them and maybe bail them out.
Be happy?
Enough time to break down those walls, which
triggers
when
you,
you're running
I'm sorry,
at 3-3, you're more limited on damage than if you had a Cyclops or some other hit scan. It's taking a lot of time for Rad to get this rolling, and you need quick fights. Heretics, though, only have
I guess we got that low in society where we're mad at other people being happy, Jack.
Vertigo will pull the trigger first.
Vertigo makes the first move. Tanuki being the first one to fall isn't the worst thing in the world, as they are going to be available for a recontest via the portal. However, an extra resurrection is going to bring them back even faster.
Oh, come on, Rad, cap it.
Ducky's going to try and shut them down here with a strangling prison. 2 Vanguards called in. The damage is there to make it work. But
cap
even
it.
more resurrections on the backhand side. I mean, the mortal coil is far from secure. Ducky's fallen down and ends up on the other side. It's winnable, so it's going to be even more off the back of the invisible boundary, but Rad have already got plenty of ticks with half their time bank gone.
Yeah, Ken brings them back with the Karmic Revival. Interesting choice. Probably thought the Cosmic Yarn Amplifier didn't have enough space to survive long enough, and maybe you didn't have sightlines on the Gambit to go for the Raging Royal Flush.
I mean, I do want a competitive game, but if they get a 3-0, I get to go take my nap early.
Really, Rad only need a zoning fight. Don't even need a clean wipe. And now you have the Raging Galactic Legend with Crazy Kitty and Mash paired together.
I'm old,
Well, they have the right angle, though, against
I look
Heretics.
forward to nap times.
We can attempt to shut it down here with the Meteor M, and so can't afford to use it early. They're trying to focus down Enzo, but he's going to be the one to try and turn it around. All of the ultimates right now coming through, but soon you absolutely nothing off the eye of Nagamoto, and now it's Crazy Kitty's time to strike one.
Naga was going to get the res out again, but they found him and they killed him.
Their prey. Vanguard after Vanguard fall below the barrage of bullets hits, and there's no moment to TP.
They have a little bit under 4 minutes. Not too bad. Not too
for
bad.
Crazy Kitty to not combine with the Raging Royal Flush, especially
but I think the second phase is the hardest. Also, technically speaking, Team Heretics didn't fully cap, but they still pushed pretty far,
the defense has left, and Crazy Kitty, once nothing could stop him, he unleashes. Tanuki, though, had the portal, as Heretics never even contested, but they're trapped in due to Bucky.
All right, Ducky trying to turn it around. Still, for regeneration domains are good for now. That survival that's going to be on the table. Luke, you go with a Yancy Street charge in the midst of a street means that there's no additional movement.
Bro. He just got like shredded right there.
Ken's trying to turn this one around, but he's already down on so many players. I don't think you can really get that much value out of a Gambit ultimate. Still, Naga's aim could be enough. Mash resurrected on the other side. It's fancy footwork from Adam Warlock, but where are you going to go? You're just staggered now away from the remainder of your team.
And Ducky is looking like Bucky out there, the way he's just a soldier on the front lines. These walls are insane, and Enzo is able to bail himself out, but the regen domain has been used. Rad have to mark this, but they're already down Lugia, and Thing is such a risk against a high poke composition when you have Adam and a Cyclops that can dwindle you down. Rad are now having their Vanguards staggered. A lot of wind in the sails is gone.
That would be
one last ride, one
of the funniest things ever. Send that to my P.O. box. Oh my god.
Okay, another similar situation of you have a Brawl Vanguard against a Cyclops and a Star-Lord, so a lot of reliance on Tanuki on the Cyclops, which you don't get to see that too often, and how he'll match up to keep those Vanguards.
Send me the cardboard and also send me the
actual really creative on how he's found his angles, even from the Hello in the previous series on the symbiotic surface, and the Vanguards will do some scouting. Heretics will have a heads up, the res beacon will be protected, and Heretics will bodyguard the door.
I've never seen a fight in here before. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a fight, but I've never seen a fight.
For the Ruby Rage, so there's nowhere to go to escape Smashness. Realizing that Team Heretics is not going to go in, it's something matters into their own hands. Gambit boosted Ruby Rage, won't find anything on the other side. Will Naga be any more lucky? No! Beetle's gone too far, and Crazy Kitty's there with the punish. Getting up close and personal, Crazy Kitty tries to turn it around in his own right. A legend to be forged here and now. Crazy Kitty in the sky with 16 HP. TP's away with his life, but won't get anything off the ultimate now. The cart begins moving, but Enzo's going to intercede, and Tanuki's taking matters into his own hands with a refracting beam, moving between multiple Vanguards to try and find some manner of purchase.
Oh, Tanuki is by himself.
Only 1 minute left, though. Only 1 minute left.
Or not, Heretics will push through regardless, and Rad just keep getting staggered from each other every time they regroup.
Only 1 minute. Oh my god, that rocket is taking a beating. Oh my.
Almost knocked out cold. Didn't get that limb on Virgo. He will reemerge with the Cosmic Yarn Amplifier.
Cosmic Yarn, good to go. Ken is stunned, though. Needs a moment to try and get themselves a quick copy off the back. Oh, look, Hugo's gone out too far. Couldn't get the additional heat shielding off the back of Vertigo's ultimate, and so Beetle is traded on the other side. But the resurrection's going to be good. He's cornered by 2. There's going to be a self-resurrection here from
he got the res off, but only for one person, and then died. Nope, he's getting more people.
Beetle's there with the counter, and now it's going to be an instant shutdown onto Ducky.
Uh-oh, chat. Uh-oh, we might go to a match around 4.
The window of opportunity as the Karmic Revival was online, it was cut short.
Wait, is he playing with shades on?
Now 13 seconds, and there's really no good options except this Raging Royal.
That didn't look like blue light glasses. Who plays with sunshades on? Chat.
Card flip to
Aura doesn't exist if you're losing. You are currently up 2-0 right now against Team Heretics. Yes, that is impressive, but the job's not over. Don't try to Aura farm when the job's not done, because now it's 2-1. If Team Heretics wins the next game, it's 2-2. And if they win the next one, they're out.
I'll be invoicing for my coaching.
Right? And I'm now a believer back into the
That's like shit-talking in the middle of a game, which I'm pretty sure everyone has seen someone else do or you do before. That's like shit-talking in the middle of a round because you rolled them, and then you ended up getting rolled back and you end up losing the game because you shit-talked, and now you look like you look dumb.
Find a comeback if they can pull through. Rad will have our next choice of map. We'll see you after this.
No. How's your bracket looking? Pretty good, pretty good. I don't know what it looks like in the game. Forgot what I voted for, but I mean, my predictions so far every day have been fantastic. Actually, that would be a really good idea. I want to go see what my bracket looks like in the game. Is it updated? I want to go see. Okay, chat. Well, this is loading me a second. I really want to see what happens. Wait, how do you look at your predictions, chat? Can you not see your predictions? Events? No, chat. Esports. Oh, esports events. Okay, so where's view my predictions? Oh shit, wait, okay, wait a minute. So my predictions, these are my predictions. I said Navi beats Fire, Navi beats Rad, Navi beats VP, Rad beats Shikigami. Oh, sorry. VP beats Reason, yeah. I said Shikigami beats Fire. Pulsar beats Reason. Oh, yeah, look at that, look at that, look at that. Okay. Holy shit, wait, I'm actually kind of good at this. Then I said Team Heretics beats Shikigami. I said Rad beats Pulsar. Oh my god, bro, I am almost a genius. I need Team Heretics to win. I need Team Heretics to win. And then I need Virtus Pro tomorrow to beat Team Heretics. And then the... Oh my god. Okay, so let me see NA. Oh, what fucked up my NA one is YWL. That Sentinels match. I told you guys that Sentinels match. I said Sentinels was going to beat YWL, and they sold the game. Team Liquid Citadel beat FlyQuest. 100 Thieves beat STD. Swamp Gaming against TSM. FlyQuest was supposed to play against YWL, and FlyQuest was supposed to win, but no, unfortunately. STD beat TSM, yes. And then it was supposed to be... Yeah. I had 100 Thieves being third place. Jay just bets his favorites? Not really. I thought Sentinels was going to have a strong showing. I wouldn't say Sentinels is one of my favorites. I thought they were a really strong team. Damn. What do you... But the game's not over.
I know. Happened.
We could do that, but I can't end this. Chat wants me over you too. But I gotta finish EMEA. Oh, that's true. I was well, I mean, that game was boring. It was like, what? I am. Who you calling old man? See, look, chat's. I told chat it was opposite day, and they said, "Oh, we want Emily. We want Emily." So therefore, opposite day. So they want me. Boozy with the massive 9 months. Appreciate it, my friend. I'll tell you guys what. Emily can take over the stream after I finish my bag of
It wouldn't be a Team Heretics series without it not being a sweep so far. I mean, RAD gave it their all, 4-minute hold at the end, but it just felt like Team Heretics had a better grasp of the counterplay throughout this map, especially where we saw, you know, the Adam Warlock at the end, the triple strategist potential, but also the change-ups in the ban draft here, right? We saw the focus finally with banning the Mantis out, giving the Gambit away, and I feel like, Lemon, this kind of threw off RAD's game plan.
Yeah, definitely. But I just like that Heretics actually went to the game plan that seemed to be destined in the stars. We got Beetle Hulk and throwing Tanuki. He had some insane last stands. There was this group matchup, and you forced Beetle to the group eventually. It was so back and forth. One of the most entertaining games that we had so far. And Heretics finally won one of their map picks, the same one they picked against Virtus Pro to
this was
even
the smallest
up the
bag
series
that they
back
had
then. But the Heretics are still a little bit behind in the series.
Yes, they still got a way to make up from that one too, and I'm really curious what the map pick's going to be specifically for RAD once we do go to that as well. But you know, talking a little bit more about Team Heretics, we got to keep glazing them as much as we can because that was a great performance from them across the board, right? Tanuki, great job. Love to see them finally on a melee hero for a bit. You know, there's been some target bans here and there, but they still looked really solid throughout that map specifically. But also Beetle on the Rogue. This is like the Rogue we were promised at the start here. Like that.
I mean, yeah, it's the rogue we were promised, but like this time Beetle gets to play the game. Like, it turns out that if these guys just really want to run Wolverine over on RAD, maybe we should let our Vanguards like play the game. There are a lot of duelists, and some of them you might argue are more powerful than Wolverine, but there's only one duelist that looks at two of your players on your team and says, you don't get to play Marvel Rivals anymore, and that's why there's been so much value off that ban.
Well, speaking of duelists, our MVP is an Adam Warlock, and I trust the only Adam Warlock I trust in the world is if Naga plays it. And I mean, we talked about that Karmic Revival on the second point of Manhattan, Lower Manhattan, changed the entire game. It's what saved Team Heretics after they got team wiped. They're able to resurge in and clap back against RAD. So Naga, fantastic in that moment.
Looking at these stats specifically too across the board, I mean, a pretty even fight in terms of final eliminations. RAD really put up some great numbers, especially Crazy Kitty and Smashnez, as we saw there as well. It just felt like the strategist lineup for Team Heretics really locked in, and that's what you were looking forward to as well. Like they were talking about in the last
my
map.
headphones are actually not noise canceling.
I'm seeing
They're open back. So if Emily was standing next to me and she's talking, I can hear.
Absolutely, like getting a lot of value out of a
or if anything goes on in the house, I can hear it sometimes
really does
if my game's not too
when
loud.
You're playing the group, when you're playing this triple Vanguard. Not quite as good for the Rogue, but I think that Alex was doing a lot of the triage on the Rogue, whereas Enzo was just being kept as a front line here by Ken, so there was that constant tax on the car moving forward when they were trying to defend it from RAD on second point, which I think was probably the most important phase of the game that we saw on Lower Manhattan.
Because Naga was my MVP, not just because of the Adam Warlock, but on offense, the Cyclops. He won such a crucial 1v1 against Smashness to open up that off angle on the first objective. And when you can have many angles, many pressure points, it completely collapses the defense, or at least forces them to disengage.
True.
And Heretics went from a snowball to an avalanche. The way that Heretics upped the tempo, using Raging Royal Flushes to just completely zone off RAD to progress the card almost to the end of the second objective. And RAD
the
found
nearest
themselves
Costco
behind
to
Team
me is
Heretics
5 hours away.
The
Holy
so
shit.
they have to play some catch up.
Do you not have, I think our Costco is like 20, 25, 30 minutes away from us. But
on Heretics again, do you
not
to
have,
see if they can do it
what's another Costco?
Map 5, which would be their 3rd in a row, by the way.
Do you have any BJs?
Stage 1
any
playoffs
BJs around you?
EMEA to try and
or
make
Sam's
their way to the
Club
midseason finals, or if RAD Esport will be the ones to do what they couldn't so long ago under that chopped roster, as we used to see them be so closely contested against Virtus Pro last year's competition. But RAD Esport, it's their map pick now since they did have the loss.
Bendy,
they can go back to
don't
domination
worry about
if they
which one
want
I go to,
or any other map type, because it did
you want to know my
here,
dentist? You want to know where I go?
What's
next? You want to know my address?
Do you think, Lemon?
When they went up against Na'Vi, they chose Spider Islands as their first kind of lost pick map.
Wait, no
Central
Sam's
Park,
Club,
none
no
of those
Whole
went
Foods,
their way,
no
but
BJs.
the closest I think encounter was on
BJs?
Central Park. RAD have some very
Do you at least
unique
have a
approaches to
Trader
that map,
Joe's or
and they
whatever?
went to even actually no, Shikigami got to pick all the maps there, so we will see.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, Spider Islands gonna come back again. They had really pushed Na'Vi to the distance, so this is gonna be a good map.
Yeah, I'm excited to see, the strategies that come out here. Maybe they first save Wolverine. Who knows? That seems to be their win condition as well. But we will figure out momentarily in the ban draft. Can RAD Esport prevent the comeback journey from leaving the station as the train is getting revved up by Team Heretics, looking to force a map 5?
All right, this is a map where Angela can dominate. This is a map where Jeff's very good as well, due to a lot of environmental hazards. But now we have to see how RAD
I have 7
try and
Costco's
triage
within
being
30-minute drive
a
of
little
me,
bit
so I'm
during
good.
the previous map.
Why is there 7
the big
Costco's
consideration
near you, all within
is
30
RAD going
minutes
to
away from
target
each
the
other?
Wolverine.
Bro,
They pretty much denied the Daredevil
Costco
through
does
all
not
of the
need to
maps,
have, like,
and Tanuki has
McDonald's.
felt he really need to bring the hit scan. Another strong duelist or hit scan on Spider Islands is the Star-Lord to go and hunt down these res beacons from the rocket if it is not banned in this matchup.
Okay, first protect on Wolverine. That's pretty good triage from RAD. They're like, okay, well, it seems that Wolverine is going to be our secret weapon here, so we're going to keep that in our armory. Meanwhile, Team Heretics, yeah, they're more low-key. Getting rid of one of Mash's best heroes, or 2 of Mash's best heroes, is certainly a great way to approach this.
Yeah, Lugia, I wonder if he goes to the Venom or the Angela, because the Angela anchors domination maps really well when you want more staying power, but the Venom is so fast to engage, which that kind of tempo is what made RAD look like the better team in this series until Heretics were able to match that speed. So no Daredevil. I would think that, if you see a Wolverine save, that the Daredevil ban may not be worth it. But hey, no backup plan if the Wolverine sucks, right?
I mean, I'm with you there, Lemon. Like, if Crazy Kitty is likely going to be on Wolverine,
both teams saved Wolverine.
Then I don't know if you really have to ban for Daredevil. It's going to be a matched up Wolverine at least. We'd like to see a save on
the Rocket
like
Raccoon. That's good. Save Rocket now. Save Rocket.
But
Save
one-sided
Rocket.
Rocket Raccoon certainly would not be unwelcome with the battle recall beacon being so
RAD
important
might
when it
win
comes to the
this, chat.
exchanges of
RAD might win
Wolverines.
this. It's a one-sided rocket with a one-sided gambit.
Available to, I mean, Tanuki ended up picking up the Cyclops there at the end.
Also
but
a one-sided Loki,
Naga
a
versus
one-sided Captain
Smash
America
show,
so
and they
far.
had pretty comparable numbers. Smash popped 26,000
one-sided
damage
Cyclops.
with 9 final blows. Naga, it's hard to compare because he swapped to the Adam Warlock. So now
Can you
actually
explain
ends
how the
up being
bans
a
work? I'm so confused. You
one-sided
ban for the other
Cyclops
team and you
match,
save for your
as
team.
Heretics will have that kept.
So for an
Naga.
example, Team Heretics banned Gambit, Loki, Daredevil, and Cyclops. That means RAD cannot play those characters. RAD banned Mantis, Captain America, Daredevil, and Rocket Raccoon. That means Team Heretics cannot play those characters. Also, the other teams cannot ban what is saved. So if they saved Gambit right here, RAD cannot ban Gambit with the remaining bans because they saved it. Also, you cannot save a character that's already banned.
All right, freezes. We saw Mash get a lot of value out of Valuna on Krakoa.
Could be forcing RAD to play Star-Lord as well, and the one-sided rocket. That means like Heretics have to play even more aggressive because the one pick is not going to be good enough if it is brought.
Yeah, so it's not like you're
when it will be brought back.
No, how does
from
that not make
rocket.
sense? You're banning
so
for the
like
other team. So if you ban Captain America, your team can still play Captain America, but the other team cannot play Captain America. You ban for the other team and you save for your team.
Okay, looks like both teams are opting into the Invisible Woman here. No surprises. Trying to shut down the grabs from the Wolverine can be very important.
Exactly how I just
like
explained
this early pickup towards the Winter Soldier in case they were faced with a Loki triple defense.
Tanuki on the Phoenix. Again, a lot of fun hit scan choices from him, despite the Star-Lord being available.
Ranked is a completely different game from organized, with professional gameplay, chat.
Eternal song, or the end song Inferno.
Everyone is going to be selfish in your ranked games. Want to protect their one trick so they can play their one trick. They're not going to play as
stronger on defense, but
totally different.
To cause some harassment. Sometimes a disruption is value enough from the Angela.
Yeah, just trying to force them off of the high ground as well, because currently Team Heretics, they're doing a little bit of tower defense, you know? They're playing a very different game to your usual Marvel rivals. Smashnez mostly concerned with breaking down those Thorn Lash walls as Lugia is staying on top of
Also, I'm very
Naga
surprised
right
that RAD can play Mantis, but they're not playing Mantis
There's
still.
3 different hooks from RAD, a Wolverine, a Bucky, and an Angela. So I respect Heretics for just disengaging as far away as possible, but I don't know how far you can run it. I don't know if you want to play here against an Angela and the double jump not available, or at least this Invis is going to be the next victim. It was Enzo falling off the map there. And worst case, Lugia is brought back thanks to Vertigo.
A vengeance mugging. However, Crazy Kitty is in a position here where they can try and dunk someone off the map with the Feral Leap, and you can see everyone's given a little bit of due respect for that one. Crazy Kitty looking for an opening. However, going up against Enzo on the thing can be difficult. Someone's got to move in now to keep this one contested. Beetle's going to be the primary target here for Crazy Kitty. But you know what? You can settle for the thing if he's taking a bunch of damage. Up come the Thorn Lash walls. They cut off the healing and isolate the Vanguards. And this is going to be a very painful experience for Team Heretics as RAD once again hear the call of land.
Dang, he still has his jump too.
Like absolute dominoes. I don't even know how many limbs they have. I could probably count it on one hand. They just kept giving up space and space until they found themselves on the edge of the map, and your Vanguard's the one that gets escorted off by Lugia. And you kind of heard his confidence in that interview towards the Angela versus the Venom. The counter picks are going to matter for RAD, especially when they were forced off of them. When it came to lower Manhattan, now you go to a section of the map where environmentals are going to be just as important on the left side. Lugia's going to look for that, if not a strangling prison from Ducky. Enzo's been good at guarding his team with the Emma shields. And Beetle does not want to be caught in that grasp. Worst case scenario, Alex needs to stay far back so this invisible boundary saves him.
Okay, big strangling prison, 2 in, 2 down, and RAD, they know that Team Heretics don't have any means of triaging this. Just has to be a flight away as the cart moves forward.
The Heretics just keep running away. Like Alex was way too far back to try and pull out an invisible boundary to save his Vanguards, and RAD are just running the game. Like this is their real estate, and Heretics looks like they're trying to rent the place. Like it has to be a Raging Royal Flash, something. Heretics have to fight back.
Touching might be difficult here. Kinetic Claws can be popped by Tanuki, but there's no help coming through in terms of the healing.
Oh, man, RAD.
There's not going to be an invisible boundary to try and deal with this one. And Smashnez just moves through Team Heretics like a knife through butter.
Like a
you don't
knife
even have to deal with the Bucky anymore. You have aerial threats like Smash. You have 2 points of grabs from Lugia and Crazy Kitty. And Heretics need to try and take a fight on their terms. Maybe this is the one, the jump, a few iframes, and Smash is out.
Just that easy. And now, going for a quick reset. Tanuki still has access to the last stand, and Lugia seems to have stabbed in Enzo, getting the hit in from behind. So important.
And Beetle's usually maybe more the expert on the Angela, and he's also cooked. Maybe he gets back. Okay, he had enough cooldowns to get back, but at what point do you even want to be part of this picture? You're caged in by Ducky as the last stand from Crazy Kitty continues to claim bodies on the Heretics side, and they're not warm bodies anymore like day. Like Heretics just haven't won a single fight.
Crazy Kid is just playing like a man possessed. The vibes right now are absolutely feral. And Snooki gets a little bit of free rage off the back of attacking those walls, temporarily trying to isolate Ducky here, but can't go for the grab because there's still an Ironwood wall to try and deal with. Beetle leaves for charge, but Mash is quicker on the trigger when it comes to popping the fate of both worlds. Will Alex answer this is the question. I don't think anything was grabbed off the back of a strangling prison. Did he hit the CC immune Luna? Who did Enzo get? Only Crazy Kitty's going to be dragged on him, but that's more a product of Tanuki and Team Heretics have absolutely emptied the bank for a touch of stability here.
This is where it matters though, chat. It doesn't matter that RAD got here with 4 or 5 minutes left. Dang, they missed that ult too. They have to cap. They have to fully cap. If they fully cap with like 2 minutes remaining, that's like a nice solidified W.
Team Heretics, only the dregs remain, and Smashness can stand down upon this brand new claimed kingdom that RAD might well have under their belt. 3 minutes, and very few who can contest. Beetle towards the back, a swing out here. Crazy Kitty's gone down, no resurrections this time, and Smashness is waiting.
And RAD, they said they wanted to do it in 3, and maybe Lugia was right with 4 maps after all. This has been an amazing map pick for them. Finally, we get to, all of us, take a breath after this relentless RAD push that seemed to never end. And it's a perfect map for Lugia. And so also, Strangling Prison, while the Fate of Both Worlds was still active, maybe thought it was a second away from expiring. The impact is lacking from Heretics, but they need to straighten up their posture. They want to live in this series.
Beetle in an awkward position here.
I take
Crazy
offense
Kitty could well be on the chase.
Saying straighten up your posture when I'm sitting like this.
The question. Naga outcompeted, but Beetle's got a load of healing gone in the back after having traded out for Mash. Smashness can't find any more final blows, but Ken's in his sights, and Ken's in no man's land right now. Lugia descends from the heavens and grabs in multiple players. Heaven's retribution lands upon the skulls of Team Heretics. Beetle has to do it here with the ultimate. Extra HP given over thanks to a Feast of the Abyss. Bro is snacking, and guess what? Smashness has left. Doesn't have the HP to try and make this one work. Crazy Kitty's still here, swinging away wildly. Like a kid who's had too many sweets before the anime convention with his brand new katana.
Too many sweets before the anime convention? Bro, what is leg day saying?
The clauses 3 to play with. Mash has to pop the Fate of Both Worlds, and Alex brings up the ultimate, but they're grabbed out of it here by Ducky, a Strangling Prison to gain themselves a shot at LAN. Team Heretics once again.
Dude, leg day's casting is insane though.
Thor, praying to Tanuki, and praying to any god that will listen.
Wow,
but it's
this might be game chat.
As RAD ring out a mass of their own.
And I'll break the silence. I want to see that scoreboard from Heretics. Anytime they had a pick, RAD brought it back thanks to this Rocket Raccoon.
He's so funny.
Insane. And just that's the impact of having
Vertigo
in the lineup. Mash kept the train
Leg Day's
rolling
casting,
with the
especially when he gets closer to the end of the round, his casting's amazing,
It got away from the clutches of Heretics. Whether it was Beetle grabbing Smash, he flips away, resets back to spawn to Crazy Kitty. Just, it's really tough. Or I should say Tanuki, not able to claim anyone on the final stands. This was an absolute roll. A minute 17 as Heretics tried to
I said I wanted to see the stats, but you could put the stats down.
But you have to gather your hope.
You can put the stats down.
Final time if your Team Heretics. You
30-1, 20-2, 21-1, 2-7, 5-8, 5-6, 3-6. Oh my goodness gracious!
This is maximum stress for Team Heretics. The pressure has never been higher. And for RAD, the elation has never been closer. They can taste joy on their tongues. They need only defend at any point on Spider Islands to be able to internalize it and head to LAN.
And just looking at the faces, no one is speaking. Naga's always the one that tries to hype everybody up. He has so many years of competitive experience. They know how to come back from deficits. Heretics will not give up. One of the best teams we have for a reason.
Was that serious? Was Bash not wearing his glasses anymore? I told you, chat, he was trolling.
But he's been pulled. The region
Who wears glasses inside? That's like wearing a hat inside. Who does that? Hey, Boba. Hey, Boba.
Against Naga. A battle for aerial supremacy, but Lugia is just here as the second man all the time.
It's been so long since you've been here.
There's just no quarter given to Team Heretics Vanguards.
This is deja vu from Yggdrasil's path. Like, at least Beetle immediately swaps off the Venom with all that displacement. He's not going to have a good time on the Venom, just the most punishable Vanguard that you could have. And at least Enzo and Beetle will play this from front to back to see if they can isolate Ducky, but he's the master of the group for a reason. As Crazy Kitty's taken on a journey.
Nice quick aerial leap away, utilizing that jump back, not offensively but defensively this time. And Tanuki now looking for a brand new victim. Vanguard will have to do big grab here onto Beetle. Do they have a team up to try and save themselves is the question. A quick grab of the health pack, and that was right back to business for Tanuki. Enzo spotted in the back. The element guns have done their job. No more CC immunity as the Ironwood wall is going to be carved away, but Tanuki finds himself isolated. The walls have been erected. He's stuck in the panopticon.
Chat, do you guys see Boba? Boba's wearing his Captain I was going to say Captain America. His American flag bow tie. Look at him, ready?
Beetle will fall, but no one else does.
passive saves Tanuki and gives crucial ult charge to see if you can get this raging royal flush from Ken online. This could be what guides Heretics to the finish line, but they want to bring this payload as close to that point as possible so that RAD have no space to react with. But the Galactic Legend from Smash in the sky, it's going to be him versus Naga yet again to decide who will dominate the skies.
Ken to open up. Trying to answer Smashnez here, who has the amplification behind him. Vertigo is used for Cosmic.
Wow, good play by Team Heretics. As soon as he popped his ult, popped 2 ults, they all hid. And now he's coming back with his own ult. Oh, I can't believe that teleport, bro. He lived. Oh, yes, he lived.
But Mash is now down. Vertigo with the raise, very quick on the feet when it comes to a battle recall beacon. And Alex says it's now or never. There's Red gone out of it. Crazy Kitty shot down on their roll here. Beaten with the ultimate peel. But Lugia going towards the back. Heaven's Retribution. They stand upon their weathered rock. They blow the flute and they summon Lugia, Lord of Seas and Lord of Skies, to rescue Rad from harm.
Yeah,
the Lord of Seas, the Lord of Skies, bro.
Ducky will strangle the rest
Leg Day is he's a poet. Oh! Crazy Kitty! No, this guy deserves to go to LAN, chat. This guy deserves to go to LAN.
Enzo's on the emergency thing to try and not get
nah, he deserves to go to LAN, bro.
And maybe the extra damage they need, because Rad, they keep getting resurrected from Vertigo. Heretics need more limbs.
Echoes of memories from long ago. They will not be denied this time. Rad are on the precipice of victory. All they need to do is take the final step with 40 seconds remaining. A last stand available from Tanuki, and a last stand it certainly could be here for Team Heretics.
You had Rad in second? I had Rad in fourth or something.
Instead, it's just going to wait it out. Now the less damage taken. Moving away, put down to a vulnerable.
I had them in fourth. I had Team Heretics winning this matchup.
Tanuki grabs their victim as they move towards the back. A last stand to remember, perhaps even more vulnerability onto Ducky. But chase down's good, but the resurrection should be there as well. No, it's cancelled out. Enzo has managed to find themselves an opening. A last stand as well. Tanuki refuses.
Oh my God, Tanuki!
As he chomps into
these Wolverine players, bro. Oh my God.
Beetle and Enzo to save their team. If it wasn't Beetle with Alex earlier, it was Enzo the charge to interrupt the kidnap of Crazy Kitty.
These Wolverine players are disgusting, man.
Final one in that fight, but time bank disadvantage, and this stagger could be painful. He'll return to his team. Thankfully, Tanuki, I don't even know if he has passive, but he's barely still living. Now the passive is popped, and Heretics have to slow down.
Passive spent. Now Tanuki, as you said, has to be a little bit more trepidatious. Big kidnap onto Beetle. Oh, the counter pin!
Ooh, Wolverine, cat on cat violence.
Naga noted on their approach, and Smashnez is bloodthirsty here.
Ooh, Smashnez.
But doesn't even need to use their ultimate. Beetle still invests. It's a strangling prison between everybody, and Enzo's still here flinging around their fists, but rock doesn't last when it gets disintegrated under the acidic fangs of Rad.
The disruption is fine for Heretics, but fine will not give you a LAN spot. Beetle got nothing off the strangling prison, and Ducky ended that fight Rad's way. Resetting momentum here could be disastrous for Heretics, as Naga has to win this 1v1 against Smash to see if this Galactic Legend could get around some of these vanguards of Rad.
Naga checked as they move forward here. Out comes the Cosmic Yarn Amplifier. Ken managed to just about get away, cleansed in fact by the Gambit on the approach. The Smashnez looking for a victim. Alex has to hide away as best they can. That means not quite as much damage.
Oh, he almost had that, bro. He almost had that. Good teleport.
Both caught inside in the invisible boundary. It's so difficult to live that damage, but it's light work for Enzo, baby. This butt guy was born to clobber.
Oh, Tanuki with the kitty difference. The kitty diff.
Dude, this Enzo thing, how is this going to be the best hero he showed us this series? Or maybe it's recency bias, that double clobbering time on Mash and Vertigo. If you could shut down the rocket, no res beacon, but wait, Rad are getting taken on a journey as Tanuki gets Uno reversed.
Oh, CC immune, Lugia and towards the back yet again. The actions of Icor start to sink in as Naga tries to chase down their counterpart. A TP away here, Lugia so low. The resurrection's solid, and it seems that Team Heretics have been able to weather the storm for now, but now they get to re-engage. We don't have to deal with a Gambit. What we do have is Crazy Kitty. Lan is calling, and Crazy Kitty demands to be the answer.
Oh, snap. That's GG's, chat. That's GG's. They don't have a teleport. They don't have a teleport. That's GG's. Wow. I am so surprised that Team Heretics did not win this. That fucked up my whole... That ruined my whole prediction. That ruined it. Dude, leg day is crazy. Also, they're happy, bro. They're happy.
Believe it. RAD did exactly that. They promised us 3 or 4 maps, and they delivered to
wow.
The Heretics to prevent
30% prediction, chat.
The peak performance, the ceiling of RAD has been ever so elevated. Crazy Kitty versus Tanuki, who's the better Wolverine. Crazy Kitty stands
oh wait, that's
tall,
just his glasses, chat. He's not wearing sunglasses, I think.
As Beetle struggled to get any strangling prison stuns at all.
Oh, that's a good photo.
Maybe thanks to an invisible woman's shield from Mash, literally stun locked as the cameras are breaking down on the RAD side.